Good. Good. All right, here we go. So, similar problem. Always going to write this down. A is the coefficient of x squared. B is the coefficient of x. C is the floating constant only when, first of all, it's the quadratic formula. So it has to be quadratic. And it has to be set equal to 0. Now we plug these numbers in where they belong in this format. If you go to Desmos and you type this in, I'll ruin the ending. It's going to say undefined. Okay? And the problem is here. Okay? This isn't undefined because of the -3. This isn't undefined because of the 4. It's undefined because of what's going on under that radical. Right? Let's try this in your head. What's 3 squared? 9. What's -4 times 2? That's -8. -8 times 6 is -48. So we have underneath that radical, let's go with it, -3 plus or minus the square root of 9 minus 48. And 9 minus 48 is -39. Ruh-roh. Again, a negative under a radical. That's why this has an undefined value in the real number system. What makes this problem even worse than the previous problem looked like this. We had the square root of -16. Oh, well, the square root of 16 is 4. Now I've got the square root of -39. Is -39 a perfect square? No. Does it have any perfect square factors? Is it divisible by 4? Can't be, because it's odd. Is it divisible by 9? No. Is it divisible by 16? Again, can't be, because it's odd. Is it divisible by 25? No, 25 is too big. So not only is that not a perfect square, it also can't be simplified in any way. So really, this square root of -39 is the square root of 39 and the square root of -1. Oops. The square root of -1. And I can't do anything with the radical 39. So that happens. Right? Very unsatisfying. But it happens. Life is messy. So really, what do? The -1 becomes the I that comes out of the radical, and we just have a radical 39. Really horrible looking. Right? But if you think everything's going to work out nice and neat in here, that's not how life works. Okay? I didn't write this problem. Don't hate me. All right? So once again, almost lined up perfectly. Once again, can I scroll down? Here. There. I'm in a situation where I have 2 terms on the top, like I did over here. 2 terms on the top. I can't do this operation, but I am going to separate it anyway. So we have -3 plus I radical 39 over 4, barf fest. Right? I take the sum and I write it as one of my answers. And I take the difference and I write it as my other answer. And just when you thought the misery was over, we have to separate those fractions because this is a complex number. Complex numbers can't exist in one form. Complex numbers have to be in 2 parts, a real part and an imaginary part. So not only did I separate the 2 operations, I also have to separate the number here into 2 separate parts. -3/4 plus 39 over 4 with an I. And then likewise over here. Really horrible stuff. Sometimes that's how it works out. What do these numbers mean? That's coming up in the next couple of weeks, right? What does it mean that x equals this? Well, we saw that in that video, right? That's where the graph of this crosses the x-axis in the alternate reality that is complex plane. All right.